Hi, welcome. So my name is Amy, and today I am going to be talking to you about activation and light language. I have no idea what I'm going to say. I'm just going to trust and believe that whatever needs to come through will come through and be received by you. Now, you signed up for this training because you wanted to find out more about light language. And it could be that you are a channel already. You've already started speaking and expressing the codes or writing the codes. Or it could be that you've heard light language once and you're just like, oh my God, what is that? That is so compelling, so magnetic. And there's just something about that. Either way, you are in the right place. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm just going to speak some codes and I'm going to drop in. And the reason that I do this, don't judge my eyelashes as well. I'm about to go out, and makeup artists, like, obviously I'm not the best at putting eyelashes on. Because whenever I watch these videos back and I've got eyelashes on, I'm like, but I'm going to love and accept myself. Because we're all about that, aren't we? Okay, so yeah, perfectly imperfect. Okay, I digress. Okay, so I'm gonna speak and channel and express some codes. And the reason that I do this at the start of each training is because it helps me to drop in. And it will help you, the more that you work with this beautiful energy, the more that you learn to find out or express light language and discover what it means for you, the more confidence and certainty and clarity and power it gives you to really just shine your light and radiate your truth in this world. So that's why I speak the codes at the beginning of pretty much everything that I do now. So let's drop in, let's just take a moment just to really feel into this beautiful energy. And for those of you that don't know, I'm going to keep it really simple to begin with, because I do like to keep this simple. I like to keep a lot of things simple so that, you know, these are high vibrational, let's say, I want to use the word concepts, but energies, okay? And I know for people that are new to this path and are new to light language, I don't want to overcomplicate what it is, because we don't actually need to. Or any spiritual concept, or, you know, all of it, we can always keep it simple. Okay, so from this place, I'm just going to transmit to you some energy, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to express that by speaking some light codes. And I just invite you now to just take a few breaths, just allowing yourself to become fully here, fully now, letting go of anything that is stopping you from fully showing up and fully being present in this moment. And this is what light language allows us to do. This is what the light codes, one of the many, many reasons that they are here for, and that they are being channeled now in a much bigger way on this planet, is that they are here to help to bring us to a state of presence. They're here to help us to drop out of that negative mind chatter or that ongoing noise that presents itself to us every day. And they help to bring us into a state of being, state of beingness, just allowing. And this is what we so often miss as humans, is just being in the present moment. So I'm going to invite you to receive these codes of presence now. Ukaye sati marakuaya. Ukaye sati marakuaya. Inate shonate soa. Ukema yasu tesha iala kutaratia. Tahata masua naye. Ukemia hati maso. Ukemia hati mai soketurashi. Sikitano akaima. Uko aisha inake. Kit imwa kia sut ukwa shahaka. Iko umarawa. Iko umarawa kia ina teisha I. Niku asta turashi tia tuku u anayae. So much being expressed there, so much being downloaded. If you would like to, feel free to share in the comments how you received that. What came up for you? Did you receive any visuals? What were the feelings? What were the emotions? And maybe it did allow you to become more present. Now, I'm going to speak to you about light language today, maybe in a way that you've never heard before. And I'll try and go into a little bit more about what it is, but I feel like I want to talk more today about what it does, what it actually does, because not a lot of people, I'm not saying this like, oh, get me, I'm the big I am, right? And I feel like not a lot of people, they may know, but not a lot of people are talking about what it actually does, because this is the thing that, you know, is being missed, and like why you would want to work with this beautiful energy, why you would want to activate this within yourself. And what it has given me is the ability to fully let go of, like I was saying before, the noise, the chatter, and other people's opinions, okay, because it returns you to a state of truth. So a little bit of background about me, first of all, is, you know, from a very, very young age, I was always interested in spirituality, but I was brought up in, let's say, a Christian cult, okay, and, you know, that in its there was good things about that, in that it gave me an interest in angels, in God, source, and I was taught to connect, okay, but there was a lot of negative stuff in there, okay, around, you know, control around spirituality, control around God and religion, and it looks like this and we fit it in boxes, and the Bible says this and the scriptures say this, and it was all about, a lot of it was geared towards, you can get it wrong and you're doing the wrong thing if you're not doing it this way, right? And I feel like why I love light language so much is because you can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. And it doesn't matter what anyone else is saying or how anybody else is expressing it. It's about the frequency and about you coming into your own truth and expressing that truth. Because light language is about expression. It's about expressing a spiritual energy into the physical. And it is so incredibly beautiful and so incredibly powerful, and it moves people when they hear it, because it is heart energy, because it is life force, because it is a frequency where the guides and your soul aspects are easily able to communicate with you and speak and express information through you. Now, there's a lot of talk on the internet, and in no way am I saying that other people are doing it wrong. I don't follow anybody else because for me and for the people that come to work with me, spirituality is a very, very personal thing. It is a unique connection with Source, with your guides, with your angels, with your ancestors, with your life force, with the earth, with higher self. It's all of these things. And sometimes it kind of makes me a little bit like when people go, was that an Arcturian, or was that this, or was that? And it can be that. Don't get me wrong, it very, very much can be that. And the journey that I lead people on or facilitate is about them finding out what it means for them. And that can very much be an Arcturian guide or a Pleiadian guide or a Native American guide, shamanic guide, but it's so much more expansive than that. It's so much more expansive than that. And I believe that the people that come to me are the ones that want to just be even more open, be even more expansive, and they want to find out what it means for them. Okay? And they also want to say that light language, a lot of it is feeling, and even more than that, it's being in absolute presence. So, and I don't want to, if anyone, has, they're channeling Arcturians, I channel the different star seeds. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. The message that tends to come through, though, is that focus on what it is, not just the different beings and the different energies that are coming through now more than ever to assist us, okay, to raise the collective consciousness. Focus on the frequency, how to use it, and how to work with it, okay? So my journey, okay, with light language, because I don't want to tell you my full life story because it will take too long, okay, but my journey with light language was that it happened very naturally for me because so I first heard my friend speak it like in 2014. She came to do a house claiming, and when I heard her speak it, I was like, wow, that is crazy. That is like next level crazy. I don't know what that is. That was the first time that I heard it. And you could say that that was the first time that I was activated into it, because I believe that every time that someone hears light language, they are it's activating them. It's activating something within them, as long as they're ready to receive it, as long as they're available and open to receive it. So that was the first time that I heard it. But I thought it was next level crazy spiritual shit. I was like, really? Like, what's this? But I knew it was opening me. It was giving me a sense of expansion. And it wasn't until many years later, which was 2019, so then that would have been 5 years later. And I totally forgot all about light language, if I'm being honest, completely forgot about it. I went to a Mind Body Spirit fair. I went into like a copper pyramid thing. So copper pyramids kind of act as like a portal, right? So it's like you sit inside it, it's like rods of copper, and very quickly you're like put in this meditative state. And it really calms you, and you're able to connect with the different, let's say, high dimensional beings, if you want to call them that. And it's beautiful. It was just beautiful. And then straight away, because I was someone that was very resistant to meditation, so it was literally like this, okay? And I was like driving this ship with these beings. They took me on this journey, which is the activation journey that I've been taking people on for the past like 2 years or so, working with them personally. And they took me on this ship and they took me to this planet and basically gave me this like light activation. And I didn't realize it at the time that it was light language, but after that, I started to clairvoyantly see light around people and in different spaces and in different situations. And I also heard a language, which was in my mind's ear, or whatever you want to call it, clairaudient, okay? And it started to get louder and louder and louder. And it was like someone was turning the volume up, okay? Until eventually I couldn't not speak it anymore. I couldn't not speak it anymore. And one day I started like meditating, and it was like, it was coming out, and I was like doing it, stopping, doing it, stopping, doing it, stopping, right? And this is what I see a lot of channels doing in the beginning. A lot of people that really want to work with the energy, want to work with the frequency, and it's like, because they doubt themselves, okay? And I was doubting myself a lot at the times, and a lot at that time, and I wasn't trusting in it, because, you know, your ego mind, let's say, the ego mind that doesn't serve you, is going, well, no, like, what do you think you're doing? And it was this stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And it took me a long time to have confidence in it. And then I started to use it in my angelic Reiki sessions. So I would be, you know, going around the person, and then I just started intuitively feeling to channel it and work with it, because I was already in the flow, right? And this is what it does. It helps us to drop into the flow, and it helps us to amplify the flow. Okay, so if you're a healer, on every single person that I've worked with that's been a healer, a channel, a medium, an intuitive, a creative, it amplifies your gifts to whole new levels. Why? Because you are opening as a channel, you are expanding your abilities, and you are also bringing more light into your being, light being information. Okay, so this light holds information that is able to activate us. It does activate us. It activates us, and you are then able to express yourself in a much bigger way in the world, in a much more confident way. You are able to be more you, because you are holding more light, meaning that you are more connected. So your connection is expanded and is amplified. So, if you are called to this journey in any way of finding out more about how you can activate your light language, or how you can work with it personally for you, because you can work on it on so many levels. So I am creating, or have already created, just depending on when you watch this, an absolutely amazing space. There is nothing else like this. I haven't seen anything else like this out there. And it's going to be an activation portal. So it's going to be a monthly membership. If it's not for you, you can unsubscribe at any time. I honestly do not see any reason why you would want to, but if you did, there's not going to be any pressure or questions asked. You will just be able to do it for yourself. Done. And it's going to be incredibly accessible. And the reason why I've created this is because it's time. It's so time for light language to become more widely known and more widely used in the collective, and for people to not just be listening to everyone else and to like find out, you know, what are they doing? Do you know what I mean? This is an internal journey of opening and deepening your connection with source, channeling through your higher self, learning how to work with energy, expressing the codes in the way. There are so many ways that the codes can be expressed. So for me, I was a club dancer for years and years, a podium dancer. I still do it sometimes now for rave events, and I didn't realize. And as I was dancing, I was sending out the codes of light, okay, across thousands and thousands of people. But when you really think about what, let's say, a podium dancer is, or any dancer that freestyle dances, okay, and ecstatic dance, I'm going to include this in this as well. You are simply feeling energy, right? You are expressing your own energy. You are feeling the energy around you, because dance is, it's vibrational, okay? It's multidimensional, and it's also embodying that energy, right? So that's another side of light language. And so for years and years, I was dancing energy, okay? Working with energy. I didn't even realize it. So that was one aspect of how I worked with light language, and how you can work with light language as well. And we will be covering some of that in this space, okay, in the portal. There's people that I've worked with that have just massively expanded their creative abilities. So I'm talking about like randomly started channeling poems, never done it before. Randomly started channeling paintings, never done it before. I started putting light codes and things in them, you know. So to come back to the story, I told you this was going to be, I have no idea what I'm going to say. The words are just going to come and I'm just going to trust them. Because this is kind of how like I roll now. Because like I was saying, the codes help you to become a better speaker. I couldn't have done this, you know, a couple of years ago. I couldn't have. Everything had to be planned out meticulously. I couldn't have just jumped on and started talking. And since I've started doing this, I've started public speaking this year, speaking in front of like, you know, 70 odd people at a time, 40, sometimes 40. I've been to Mind Body Spirit events where there's been like 80 people there. I could never have done that. I just couldn't. And this is the beauty of it. It's going to open up your, if you're someone that's very introverted, because you might say, no way you in, but I'm an extremely introverted person, and I always have been. I spend a lot of time on my own. I like spending time on my own. I can go and people for a while, but then mostly I like to be on my own because I'm channeling and I'm connecting and I'm creating, and I know many of you are the same. And that's what this space is going to be about. But we're going to learn to do it with light language and through activating. It's going to activate your gifts, and it's going to activate more. Hopefully my hair isn't affecting my microphone. It's going to activate more of who you are. It's going to remove your throat chakra blocks, if you have any. A lot of people do. Pretty much all of us, to be fair. But like, you know, when I say, I don't like the word block, and my clients that work with me know that I don't like that word. But like, you know, patterns or stories or imposed limitations that we believe that we have, it's going to help you to dissolve and work through that. So why I'm creating this portal? Over the past 2 years, I have ran a one-to-one light language activation coaching program, and I'm not going to be doing that anymore because it's like I was saying before, it's time to get this out in a bigger way, because, you know, it was great for me to do that, and I'm so blessed to have helped the many souls that I have activated through this process. But I know there's so much more like to come, because as I'm speaking to every person, I'm learning more in myself about what it actually means to use this energy, to work with this energy, to channel this energy, to express and transmit light language. And that's why I've created this. I wanted to make it accessible to a lot more people. And it's very important to me that light language is heart and it's human connection. So again, I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work yet, because I'm still in the creation process. I'm going to be creating every single month. There's going to be new stuff that's coming through for you to work with, and that's going to activate you, and you're going to find out more about what it means for you to work with light language, right? And it's going to deepen everything. And it's going to look like at least one group Zoom activation call a month. And whether you can attend that or not, it doesn't matter. It would be nice if you can, but if you can't, the recording is going to be fire. It's going to be like a combination of group coaching, sharing. We're all going to be learning off one another in a collective growth way, not where we're listening to one another and go, oh, that's such and such energy, so mine doesn't sound like that, so therefore it's not that. This is not how I work. I work very much with, what does it mean for you? And then I'll say to someone else, what might it mean for you? And sometimes it will be the same, but sometimes it will not be. And that doesn't mean that it's wrong, because again, it's activating things within you and giving you deeper awareness and realizations, okay, about expressing your gifts. And it's going to help you to return to your truth and let go of all the nonsense that is stopping you. So that's how it's going to work. So we're going to do a group Zoom call. There's going to be, when you join, there's going to be, I'd say 6 training modules. All the details are going to be below. I know this sounds a little bit vague at this time, but I'm still in the creational process. If you're watching this later, it'll be a lot more specific. You will see it laid out below. Okay, so 6 training modules, okay, as soon as you sign up for this, and they're going to walk you through activating your light language in different ways. Now, if you are already a channel, I've worked with several channels that have been working with this for a long time, for years, okay, and they have gained so much from working with me because I've got a very different perspective. I know I've got a very different perspective because people tell me all the time on, you know, just the way that I perceive this and the way that I look at this. So it's deepened their connection and it's helped them to learn more about what it means for them. They've had new energies, new guides, new ways of integrating this into their life purpose and into their life purpose work. So you're going to receive access to modules. There's going to be new training modules that are going to drop each month. And when I say training modules, I mean activation modules. So more like challenges to help you to work with light language in the way that you're meant to. Okay, there will be some specific stuff as well, because as more and more people join this space, we're all going to be learning from one another. I want it to be very collective though, and everyone to be helping one another to learn and sharing their gifts and sharing what it means for them. So we are all learning together, because I feel that this is very, very important for what this means. If you are somebody, and not to say there's anything wrong with this because I teach angelic Reiki, but I'm going to say this to the people that are kind of like Reiki teachers, Reiki masters. Again, I'm an angelic Reiki master, but this is not a space where we're going to have this manual. I'm going to give you a manual and you're going to work through it, and you're going to be given a code, and this code is going to mean this, and this code's going to mean that, and this sound means this. No. No, this is not what this is about. This is about opening, being in your own flow, trusting in your own gifts, trusting in your own expression, and being available and open and welcoming to other ways of expressing as well. So it's not going to be like, I'm going to give you a manual and then you're going to work through it and then this is what's going to happen. I'm going to coach you into trusting in your own abilities, in your own gifts, and giving you confidence in your light language abilities and in expressing yourself in ways that you probably have never expressed yourself before. So you're gonna feel vulnerable. There's gonna be times when you feel silly. There's gonna be times when you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? It's very normal. Everyone that has come to work with me one-to-one over the past couple of years has been like, Amy, I'm really nervous. I don't know why. Is this normal? And I'm like, yeah, because, and I'll tell you why it is, because is still so much outside of everyone's comfort zone, a lot of people's comfort zone. And wherever you are in your journey, you know, even if you're a space holder that's been working with people for a long time, because I've worked with a lot of those type of souls over these past couple of years, brand new people to spirituality, people that are just curious about light language, want to know what it is and dip the toe in, that's fine. You know, this can be for you as well. And if you're a space holder, it's gonna so much open up everything. So I feel like I keep using the same words over and over again, but I can't really think of any other way to express it than what I have. So I'm very, very excited to be bringing this amazing, beautiful work, this beautiful energy, channeling this energy, activating, you know, deeper levels of awareness, connection, freedom, expansion and flow for you as well if you feel called to this. So if you do, details are down below. It is going to be so accessible, okay, as well. The first 100 founding members are going to receive the best rate. The price will continue to increase and increase over time as more people come to this space, as more content gets added to it, of course. So the faster, the sooner that you sign up for this, you're going to get, you know, the most value out of this. But whenever you join, it is going to be just insane. And if you've watched for this long, then I would say you're here for a reason, not to use that cliche, but to use it. But you're obviously drawn to this, and there's nothing to lose. Like, if it's not for you, you can unsubscribe at any time. If you do unsubscribe though, just know that you won't be able to come back for that same price. I really can't see any reason that you would want to though, because the collective community, what I've already created with the, you know, it's just been phenomenal, the support. And I know that this is going to be it's going to be the same. So I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings. Tune in to yourself. If you feel drawn to this in any way, I would trust that. And I'm going to send you some codes, some energy. Kinatu kaisha tutura sta ikimatua inawa kaisha inoa. Hasula harakima in kitusha atu tara hatuma ya atuma ayesu katishna yakut ukaishimatia. Yesu narakichuta isuha iwa imutua ina ia o ukwa ese ia suhat urasha sima iano kueshna ia. So have a beautiful day, evening, morning, whenever you watch this. Once again, sending you so much love.